Human beings are complex. We are driven by emotions, instincts, and hidden motives we barely understand. Robert Greene, the master of decoding power and psychology, reveals these truths in the Laws of Human Nature. This book is not about surface behavior. It is about the forces beneath: envy, aggression, empathy, and irrationality. Greene argues that to master life, we must first master human nature. We must learn to see people as they are, not as they pretend to be. Greene begins with the Law of Irrationality. He explains that humans are not rational creatures. We are emotional. We make decisions based on feelings, then justify them with logic. To master this law, we must recognize our emotions, detach from them, and cultivate rationality. He then explores the Law of Narcissism. Everyone is self-absorbed. Everyone sees the world through their own lens. To master this law, we must learn empathy, the ability to step outside ourselves and see through the eyes of others. The book continues with laws of role-playing, envy, grandiosity, conformity, and aggression. Each law reveals a hidden truth about human behavior. Each law teaches us how to defend against manipulation, how to understand motives, and how to master ourselves. Greene insists that mastery of human nature is not about control. It is about awareness. Awareness of our own flaws, awareness of others' motives, awareness of the forces that shape society. In this cinematic summary, we will explore the Law of Irrationality and how emotions drive decisions, the Law of Narcissism and the power of empathy, the laws of envy, aggression, and conformity, and Greene's timeless wisdom on mastering human nature. This is not just a summary. It is a mirror that reflects our hidden motives, our secret fears, and our unconscious desires. A mirror that teaches us how to see clearly, act wisely, and live authentically. Robert Greene's The Laws of Human Nature is a guide to understanding people. But more than that, it is a guide to understanding ourselves. Robert Greene begins with the most fundamental truth. Human beings are not rational. We are emotional creatures. We make decisions based on feelings, impulses, and instincts, then justify them with logic afterward. This is the Law of Irrationality. Greene explains that emotions are ancient forces, hardwired into our biology. Fear, anger, envy, and desire drive our choices far more than reason. We believe we are logical, but in reality, logic is often a mask we wear to cover emotional decisions. The danger of irrationality is that it blinds us. It makes us overreact, misjudge, and sabotage ourselves. We chase illusions, fall into traps, and repeat mistakes because we cannot see clearly through the fog of emotion. To master this law, Greene insists we must cultivate awareness. Awareness of our own emotions, awareness of their triggers, and awareness of how they distort perception. He teaches that when we feel strong emotions, anger, excitement, fear, we must pause. We must detach. We must ask, is this emotion clouding my judgment? The young man in Greene's dialogue resists this idea. He insists that emotions are natural, that they make us human. But the philosopher counters, emotions are natural, yes, but they are dangerous when unchecked. To master life, we must master ourselves. Greene offers strategies. Step back from strong emotions. Delay decisions until the storm passes. Analyze patterns. Notice when emotions lead to repeated mistakes. Cultivate rationality. Train yourself to think long-term, to weigh evidence, to detach from impulse. Learn from history. Study how irrationality has led to disasters, wars, and failures. The lesson is clear. Emotions are powerful, but they must be mastered. Rationality is not about suppressing feelings. It is about understanding them, controlling them, and preventing them from hijacking our lives. Part 1 of the Laws of Human Nature teaches us that irrationality is the default state of humanity. Rationality is rare. Rationality is earned. Rationality is the path to clarity, wisdom, and freedom. The courage to master irrationality is the courage to master ourselves. Robert Greene teaches that every human being is self-absorbed. We see the world through our own lens, our own desires, our own fears. This is the law of narcissism. Greene explains that narcissism is not just vanity. It is the default state of human perception. We are trapped inside ourselves, unable to fully see through the eyes of others. This creates misunderstandings, conflicts, and manipulation. The danger of narcissism is that it blinds us to reality. We assume others think like us, feel like us, and want what we want. But they don't. Each person lives in their own world, shaped by their own experiences. To master this law, Greene insists we must cultivate empathy. Empathy is the ability to step outside ourselves and enter the mind of another. Empathy allows us to see motives, predict behavior, and build trust. The young man in Greene's dialogue resists this idea. He insists that empathy is weakness, that self-focus is strength. But the philosopher counters. Empathy is power. Empathy allows us to influence, to connect, to lead. Without empathy, we are blind. Greene offers strategies. Listen deeply. Pay attention not just to words, but to tone, body language, and silence. Imagine perspectives. Ask yourself, what does this person fear? What do they desire? What do they avoid? Detach from ego. Resist the urge to dominate conversations or impose your worldview. Practice humility. Accept that your perspective is limited, and others see things you cannot. The lesson is clear. Narcissism is universal, but empathy is rare. Narcissism isolates us. Empathy connects us. Narcissism blinds us. Empathy reveals truth. Part 2 of the Laws of Human Nature teaches us that to master people, we must master empathy. To master empathy, we must escape narcissism. And to escape narcissism, we must have the courage to step outside ourselves. The courage to see through another's eyes is the courage to understand human nature. Robert Greene reveals another hidden truth. People are always acting. This is the law of role-playing. Human beings wear masks to survive, to gain approval, to manipulate, and to protect themselves. We rarely show our true selves. Instead, we play roles: the loyal friend, the humble worker, the confident leader. Greene explains that role-playing is not inherently bad. It is part of social survival. But the danger lies in believing the mask. When we forget that people are acting, we are deceived. We trust appearances, we misjudge motives, and we fall into traps. To master this law, Greene insists we must learn to see beyond the mask. We must notice inconsistencies, contradictions, and subtle signals. The smile that hides envy. The compliment that conceals resentment. The confidence that masks insecurity. The young man in Greene's dialogue resists this idea. He insists that masks are harmless, that people are sincere. But the philosopher counters. Sincerity is rare. Masks are everywhere. To master human nature, we must master the art of seeing through them. Greene offers strategies. Observe micro-expressions. Small flashes of emotion reveal the truth behind the mask. Notice contradictions. Words and actions that don't align expose hidden motives. Test sincerity. Push gently against the mask to see if it cracks. Trust patterns, not appearances. People reveal themselves over time, not in a single moment. Then Greene introduces the law of envy. Envy is universal. Everyone feels it, though few admit it. Envy is the pain of seeing others succeed, the resentment of others' gifts, the silent wish to see them fall. The danger of envy is that it hides. People rarely confess envy. Instead, they disguise it as criticism, sabotage, or indifference. Envy poisons relationships, destroys trust, and fuels conflict. To master this law, Greene insists we must recognize envy in ourselves and in others. In ourselves, we must transform envy into admiration, using it as fuel for growth. In others, we must detect envy early, before it turns into hostility. The young man resists again. He insists envy is rare, that people are supportive. But the philosopher counters. Envy is everywhere. It is silent, subtle, and destructive. To master human nature, we must master envy. Greene offers strategies. Acknowledge envy in yourself. Admit it, then redirect it into motivation. Detect envy in others. Look for subtle signs, backhanded compliments, passive aggression, hidden resentment. Avoid flaunting success. Modesty disarms envy. Transform envy into admiration. Celebrate others' success instead of resenting it. The lesson is clear. People wear masks and people feel envy. Masks deceive us. Envy poisons us. To master human nature, we must see through masks and detect envy. Part 3 of the Laws of Human Nature teaches us that appearances are illusions, and envy is universal. The courage to see beyond masks is the courage to see truth. The courage to master envy is the courage to master relationships. Robert Greene reminds us that beneath the surface of civility lies aggression. This is the law of aggression. Human beings are competitive by nature. We fight for status, resources, recognition, and survival. Aggression may be hidden, but it is always present. Greene explains that aggression takes many forms. Sometimes it is direct, anger, conflict, confrontation. Other times it is subtle, passive resistance, sabotage, silent hostility. The danger of ignoring aggression is that it blinds us to the true motives of others. To master this law, Greene insists we must recognize aggression in ourselves and in others. In ourselves, we must channel aggression into productive energy, ambition, discipline, resilience. In others, we must detect aggression early, before it escalates into conflict. The young man resists this idea. He insists that people are peaceful, that aggression is rare. But the philosopher counters. Aggression is universal. It is part of human nature. To master life, we must master aggression. Greene offers strategies. Channel aggression. Transform anger into drive, discipline, and determination. Detect hostility. Notice subtle signs, sarcasm, resistance, hidden resentment. Diffuse conflict. Respond calmly, avoid escalation, and redirect energy. Respect strength. Recognize that aggression can be a source of power when controlled. Then Greene introduces the law of conformity. Human beings are social creatures. We crave belonging, approval, and acceptance. To gain these, we conform. We adopt group norms, follow trends, and suppress individuality. The danger of conformity is that it erases authenticity. We lose ourselves in the crowd. We sacrifice truth for approval. We trade freedom for safety. To master this law, Greene insists we must resist blind conformity. We must cultivate independence of thought, courage of conviction, and authenticity of action. The young man resists again. He insists that conformity is harmless, that it keeps society stable. But the philosopher counters. Conformity is dangerous when it silences truth, suppresses individuality, and fuels manipulation. Greene offers strategies. Think independently. Question group norms, challenge assumptions, and trust your judgment. Resist peer pressure. Have the courage to stand alone when necessary. Balance belonging with authenticity. Connect with groups but never lose yourself. Celebrate individuality. Embrace what makes you unique and use it as strength. The lesson is clear. Aggression is universal, and conformity is powerful. Aggression must be mastered, not denied. Conformity must be resisted, not blindly embraced. Part 4 of the Laws of Human Nature teaches us that to master people, we must master conflict and independence. The courage to channel aggression is the courage to build strength. The courage to resist conformity is the courage to live authentically. Robert Greene's The Laws of Human Nature is not just a book. It is a mirror that reflects our hidden motives, our unconscious desires, and our secret fears. It teaches us that beneath the surface of civility lies irrationality, narcissism, role-playing, envy, aggression, and conformity. We've learned that humans are not rational. We are emotional. We justify feelings with logic, but emotions drive our choices. We've seen that narcissism blinds us, but empathy connects us. We've discovered that masks deceive us, envy poisons us, aggression fuels us, and conformity silences us. Greene's wisdom is timeless because it is brutally honest. To master life, we must master human nature. To master human nature, we must master ourselves. The lesson is clear. Recognize irrationality and cultivate rationality. Escape narcissism and practice empathy. See through masks and detect envy. Channel aggression and resist conformity. The courage to master human nature is the courage to live authentically. The courage to see truth is the courage to act wisely. And the courage to resist illusions is the courage to be free. Robert Greene reminds us that life is a theater. Everyone is acting. Everyone is driven by hidden forces. But those who see clearly, those who master themselves, those who understand human nature, they hold the ultimate power. This is not about manipulation. It is about awareness. Awareness that protects us from deception, empowers us in relationships, and guides us toward authenticity. The laws of human nature are not easy. They demand courage, discipline, and honesty. But they reward us with clarity, wisdom, and freedom. So ask yourself, are you blinded by emotions or guided by rationality? Are you trapped in narcissism or practicing empathy? Are you deceived by masks or seeing through them? Are you poisoned by envy or transforming it into admiration? Are you silenced by conformity or living authentically? The choice is yours. The courage is yours. The freedom is yours. And the time is now. Get your copy from Amazon to read the book completely. The link is given below in the description.